that.
Well,
I want you to hear that was a perfect shot. I just
hijack, record.
Yeah.
Momo. There we go. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. We're just gonna listen.
Come
to
on,
the
you
sounds of
bastard!
Mario.
No!
That was a perfect shot. I'll have you.
All
know.
right, let's do a clap. What do you think about that?
Yeah, clap.
Clap. 3, 2, 1.
Oof. They just keep getting better, fellas.
That was good.
Interesting.
I think. Did Stewart clap?
I don't know.
I
Yeah.
don't think
He
so.
did the perfect shot. I do know that.
Did you hear clapping?
Ooh. It was the
game
perfect
clap.
shot, boys.
That's a perfect shot.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That one wasn't.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to episode 391 of the Player One podcast from Monday, May 5th, 2014. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, is my co-host from California, here, back returning to the podcast, Mr. Filthy Evolved. Hello.
I didn't get to listen to last week's show yet, but and I'm sure you probably covered it, judging by the title.
Yeah.
But we got to talk about the whole ET thing. Did you? I mean, obviously you guys saw that. Finally, this is awesome.
Dig
Finally,
up that old chestnut.
Oh, dig up. I get it. That's funny. No, but it's like for years I've been wondering, like, are the legends true? Whispered
Whatever
tales
happened?
and stuff.
Did people
And
throw away
it turns out it's real.
Yeah.
It's
true.
amazing. I don't know how excited you guys are about this. I know you like the old retro games, so this is probably a pretty exciting event for you, huh?
I just want to
joining
know
us-
which other stories from the New York Times we can verify this week. Can we just break down all of the news stories from the New York Times and verify them independently of Microsoft?
Yeah.
Also, portable gaming is dead.
Oh, that's good.
Thanks to
Hearthstone.
thanks to the hot new Judd Hirschstone game that recently came out. I've been playing quite a bit of that lately.
I'm looking forward to talking about that.
I heard that pronunciation again on 8-4 Play this week and thought of Mike.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
All right, and joining me from Canada is a man who cannot tear himself away from Mario Golf long enough to podcast with us, Mr. Gregory Seward.
Yo. Forgive me for not looking up, but I'm playing Mario Golf.
Did you see
Here
that?
we know.
Perfect shot. And joining us from the great state of Utah is a man who's not yet taken the cellophane off of Mario Golf and therefore will not be talking about it this week, Mr. Mike Phillips.
I love that I wrote my own intro 5 minutes
did.
before we started recording.
Good job.
We
Brilliant.
love that too, because we weren't counting on CG for a good intro.
Yeah.
Not this week, anyway.
Yeah, not this
No.
week.
Yeah.
Or the previous 390 weeks.
That's right. So, hey, at the top of the
Hey.
show,
Yes.
Top of the morning to you.
let me tell you,
Good day.
I forgot some more people that I
Oh, for God's sake.
I know.
Can't you just say thank you? Thank you for coming to see me at PAX East. It's going
thank
to be
you,
freaking PAX
everybody.
Prime by the time you get through all these names.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Hacker alias Indifference.
Okay.
Taxis.
That's ironic considering how indifferent you were to mention it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's true. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty sure that makes you a bad person.
Terrible. Game
Well-
Enthused Podcast. That's his podcast,
GameEnthused.com.
just so you know.
And the Game Enthused podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
And Anthony Parisi, fellow
Wow.
Vid Games
Blast from the
Remember?
past.
blast from the past, yeah.
Now, he has requested that I call him Tony. Are you guys not that close?
I don't think he goes by that name.
Okay. I actually don't know who that is. So.
All right.
Wait. He told me to call him A-Ton. So I don't know.
Great.
All right.
I don't know if that's a special thing for me or what, but
It might just be. Might
Yeah.
just be. All right. So, how's everybody doing?
God, so good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're like a month and a couple days away from E3, right?
That's why I'm so good.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Well, for-
I'm starting
for-
my
for-
E3 hype train.
Oh.
for the record,
Yeah.
woo, for the record, Mario 3 is better than Mario World.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Incorrect. Keep going.
Actually,
I want to see as.
We're gonna I love Phil misses a week, so we have to read.
Yeah,
I know. We have to do
episode for the first
redoing
40
the whole
minutes.
goddamn
It's not-
episode.
Phil has an opinion on everything that didn't
Well,
matter.
it's true. And but Super Punch Out is better than Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Wrong,
Yeah.
but okay.
No, that's not correct.
What? No, that is
And that is
correct.
incorrect.
Yeah, Super Punch Out is better than Mike Tyson's. Although Mike Tyson's is better than the arcade version. So
I guess you know what? I should say I can't say if Super Punch Out is better than Mike Tyson's because I was so bored with Super Punch Out that I stopped playing it after about 3 guys.
Me
that's
too.
weird.
So
I've never finished that game.
where I played a lot of Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So maybe you're right. Maybe it is a better game.
Yeah, it is.
Boring, but maybe
It
a better
is.
game.
Yeah.
I
right.
don't see how it's boring when it's like the exact same gameplay but better.
I'd moved on.
Yeah. Speaking of
Okay.
moving
No,
on,
I'll just say it. It was never good.
No, I'm not taking your bait. I'm not taking
speaking of moving on, let's talk about.
Yeah, I didn't like last week's episode nearly enough to do it again.
Now let me just bring this up that you guys are talking about.
Oh
Fucking
God.
hell.
Are we talking human hair or some sort of animal hair?
Pubic hair. We were talking.
Yeah,
human
it was
hair.
definitely
Yeah.
pubic hair.
Pubic
It was
hair.
human
Okay,
pubic
but so-
hair.
Of course.
Okay, do
It
animals?
was a
do animals
sopping,
have-
matted mess.
Do animals have pubic hair? I mean,
You
obviously,
should research that. You
man
should,
is the most dangerous animal,
yeah
but
an animal.
do
Seems to
non
need to do a whole spin-off podcast on that.
You should set that up, Phil.
The animal pubecast.
Video
Yeah.
video series. Yeah.
I can tell you that only mammals would, Phil. That would be my prediction.
That's
Pretty
a
safe, right?
pretty solid guess there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rack that
Yeah.
up under hypothesis. Now it's time to put it to the scientific
I'm a bit of a
method.
scientist. Yep.
I have noticed you
Scientician.
love science when it is pictures of outer space or little factoids presented to you on Facebook, but not when it involves actually reading scientific literature or doing research.
about anymore.
I don't know what's going on. Let's talk about Nintendo announcing their E3
Just go back to
Yeah,
Mario
because
Golf, Greg.
video. Did you see that? Did you hear about this?
I saw and heard about
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
sounds like they're going to once again forego having an official press conference.
Good for them.
Mhm.
They're going to do a digital event, which is a fancy name for Nintendo Direct, and also do a Smash Brothers tournament and do that Best Buy thing again.
What Best Buy
Yes.
thing is that?
They're going to
that.
allow
Where you can
people
go
to
play demos and shit.
demos
Oh,
and
right,
Smash
right.
Brothers
Right.
at Best Buy locations
Yes.
during E3.
So is that in any way surprising, considering that they did it last year? Like, did
No.
we suddenly think they were going to go back to their old ways?
No,
Apparently
I guess,
it is.
I guess you can chalk it up as a successful experiment. Whereas the internet thought that they had failed, Nintendo seems to have thought that it was a good thing.
Yeah.
Which
Well, I
honestly
think it was
the
certainly
first time Nintendo had a different opinion than the rest of the world.
On
But
the internet, yeah.
I think it was certainly a cheaper thing that required less effort.
yeah,
True.
Yeah. For sure.
And that I'm not sure what the value in those press conferences is. It seems like they are primarily a big dick waving contest, and you,
You
don't
just
show up
described the
to a
value.
dick waving contest with an adolescent hairless penis.
What? Wow,
Trust me on
Man,
this, gentlemen.
oh,
Trust me.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
that went in a place I did not
Oh,
expect.
E3 press
I
conference.
was about to shout out pics, please, but decided again
Yeah, don't do that.
because
Gosh.
it would be amusing. But
Oh wow.
No, don't do it.
okay, I won't. I won't.
Yeah.
Well, those press conferences have turned into basically watch this trailer. Here's a collection of trailers we're going to talk about for an hour and a half or 2 hours or.
I will say this. The one thing that really disappoints me about Nintendo not doing the press conference is I don't get to kind of awkwardly cringe whenever I hear gaming press start cheering and clapping and sobbing for a new Zelda game or something like that.
Really, that's
always-
what it is,
All
right?
of that is silently in their own homes.
Yeah. Do you think they're doing that in their as they're sitting there
with
God, I
no
hope
pants
so.
on.
with their
I'm sure some people
web browser open?
glance. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the other thing is they were never particularly good at these. I can't remember the last excellent Nintendo E3 press conference. It was always some
Can you
Wii
remember the
music,
last
Rabby
Wii
drum
music?
shit.
Yeah.
Can you remember the last amazing press conference from any of these
Oh,
hardware
no,
manufacturers?
not really. I mean,
Like
there
they're
was-
all disappointing in their own way.
Yeah.
But that's just it. I mean, I think that what they've done is perfect because they've distilled it down into what everybody really gives a shit about, which is just
Trailers.
the trailers and the information. You don't
Right.
have the you don't have the applause track going with it,
Right.
and you don't have the awkwardness, especially with Nintendo, like you say, because I think back when they were doing press conferences, like they would have people coming out either not speaking their native language and really stumbling to get through certain things,
Mhm.
or you'd have a translator standing next, which was okay, but it slowed everything down and it just made it kind of boring to watch. So this way they can prepare it and it's edited really nicely and yeah, and you don't have the whole Wii Music thing with the drummer dude.
yeah.
Although that was actually a high point. I miss stuff like that, but
Greg,
yeah.
I'm going to go off topic again. Is that a Lego Batmobile behind you? On the table?
Hmm.
On the table? You have to turn around to look behind you.
No, it's just a Jeep.
Oh.
It's two things. Yeah.
That toy is
Well, that
It's
was
like
a
a Batmobile.
worthwhile
It's not.
diversion, wasn't
Well, it looks like a
appreciate this.
Batmobile.
Now I'm gonna go get it. Hang on.
You're supposed
Okay.
to point out things in the background in my video feed, not Greg's. Come
And
on.
CJ, is that a
Phil.
little Bumblebee statue back there?
Why, yes, it
Little
is.
G1 Bumblebee?
it?
Why,
Hey,
yes,
ask me
it
what's
is.
behind me. Stuff
What-
that grown-ups
Is that
have
a
in their
plant?
house.
Is that a plant?
No,
Plant.
Is it a plant? And a
this is what you thought was a Batmobile.
What's that?
Oh, okay.
Good
Yeah,
Lord.
you know what? There's another thing on the table, and they kind of blended into one.
That's
complete
right.
with complete with lead-based paint and
Sounds like
glass metal parts.
Does it say that on there?
No, but it's one of mine from when I was a kid. So.
Oh, jeez.
And
Okay.
then there's this guy.
Oh.
That's Roboto, right?
Is that his name?
I
I'll
think
tell
it
my
might
son
be.
that.
It's a He-Man figure, so his name is stupid.
It's even got the $1.50 price tag on masking tape where I failed to sell it at a yard
You
sale.
see, it's
30
a
years
it's a
ago.
silk plant,
Very nice.
and that way we don't have to water it. It's just always,
So
it always
so
looks like it's blooming in a good
let's
shape.
face it,
Hey,
then
Phil,
that's
is that a real lobster behind you?
made out of metal.
Oh.
Yeah. Mike has a model plant, then.
Basically.
We've talked,
You know that
we've
that's
talked
a
about
toy
Mike's fake
plant.
Yeah.
All right, so
plant.
speaking of plastic stuff,
Is that a Lego fern?
speaking of plastic stuff, Nintendo announces a Mario
Uh-huh.
Kart 8 bundle for the US, $329 MSRP. It comes with the game on a
I'm
disc.
finally
apparently.
in.
Not
And
a
the-
digital copy, apparently.
And the Wii U.
The
What's
Mario
the Wii by
Wii
itself?
Remote.
What's
and
the Wii U by itself?
a red
Price?
$299.
300? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the red wheel for
Okay.
it as
Okay.
well, $329. And they announced a promotion: if you get any kind of copy of Mario Kart 8, register on Club Nintendo, and you get one of 4 games for free.
Yes.
So that's whether you buy it digitally or you buy it a physical copy or the bundle, you get another free game. And
If you shoplift it?
The choices are Pikmin 3, New Super Mario Bros. U, and
Zelda.
Zelda
Wind
Wind
Waker.
Waker, and Wii Party U.
Wii
Which-
Party.
Because I don't have Wii Party U, that is going to be the game that I end up.
Really?
I have
Wait.
the others. So
Wait, you also have a Wii U.
yeah, I do. If you buy any flavor of Mario Kart 8, any copy of the
Oh,
game,
I see.
you get it
It's
free.
not
Yeah,
just
you
with
can,
the
if you
console.
even
Interesting.
yeah,
Yes.
even when you buy it just by itself,
Huh.
So of
physical
course,
or digital.
internet went ablaze with comments like, $329 being too expensive. It should be $250, or why isn't this $200 now? So yeah, there's that. $329 though for the system, 2 games, a Wii remote, the Wii wheel. Although who gives a shit about that one? That's a pretty good deal if you haven't jumped in. In my opinion,
expensive.
It's too expensive.
Yeah.
It's a good deal relative to what the Wii U costs right now.
Yeah. They probably would have been better served by at least keeping it at the 300.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that in a few months it will be
that is often what you do with a bundle, is sort of keep the price but throw in something for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like even Microsoft did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Is the system a different color? Is it red or something like that?
It is black.
Who's playing something?
Probably you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I hear CJ.
I don't hear anything. Hold on, let me shut the door. It's a piano. Anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
The hell?
What is going on?
Is that
I don't even know what's happening.
Is your daughter learning how to play Mario Golf sound effects on the piano?
No. I'm sorry, I
the,
thought you heard my daughter playing the piano downstairs.
Who's the pianist in your house?
My daughter?
Hmm.
All right. So Sony went crazy with indie game announcements this week. 12 indie game
They announced them all.
titles
Every
announced. All
Yep.
of the indie games. They announced
Yep.
all of them in one day.
Yes.
So, what do you think?
I get nothing.
It's
unfortunately,
Mike Phillips' favorite Jamestown Plus.
Yeah, I love Jamestown.
Announced for PS4.
That's the unfortunate thing, though, is that they announced 12 indie games, and they're mostly ones that I've either played on the PC or
Mike was
decided
into
to
indie
pass
games before
on
they
the
were
PC. Well, it's just
No.
I would like to see them announce more new original ones.
I am
That's
sure
all.
that they will.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they will.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
But it is cool. I mean, I like the fact that, because there is not shit to play on the system, they're announcing a whole bunch of cheap things that you can buy on there.
Yeah.
Which is
I really wish
Yeah.
that you had put on your reading glasses just before you started that whole little section there. There you go.
Gentlemen, let's talk.
Nice.
Yeah, they look cool. I think that Star Wars game looks kind of fun.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That was their big deal back at E3, right? They
I'm
showed
still
every
most
indie game
excited
ever made
about
on the stage.
the new Velocity game, Velocity Ultra or whatever it's called,
Mm.
because those games are really
Yeah.
cool, and getting out of the ship looks neat. And, yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of those are just ones that I already passed on the PC.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a PC, there's lots of good ones there for you to play, so that's good.
Speaking of passed on,
Mm.
Uh-oh.
Who's dead?
let's bring
Bob,
it down.
is this
Bring it
Bob
down.
Hoskins?
Bob Hoskins has passed away.
I
You
didn't
will
do
remember him from Hook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
That's true.
Hmm.
Or that movie where Jet Li was like a dog or something.
What movie is that?
There's some movie.
Unleashed.
Is that
Unleashed?
is that the name?
Yeah, it's called Unleashed.
It was
Okay, but
called
Of course it was.
Airbud Jet Li.
And Bob Hoskins was the villain.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was the
Oh, okay.
cruel dog trainer.
Did you ever see the Long Good Friday?
I saw The Long Kiss Goodnight.
No, not the same movie.
The Sam
Really
Jackson,
good.
Gina Davis vehicle.
Long Good Friday, old Bob Hoskins.
Rhode Island?
Gangster film. It was really good.
Oh, really?
You should watch it.
Okay.
It's a good recommendation.
And also the Super Mario Brothers movie. I don't know. If you,
No.
have
Oh,
heard
right,
of
right,
that
right.
one. Yeah.
Which
We
I
don't
saw
speak of that.
theatrically on opening day. I'll have you know.
Who didn't?
I
Yeah.
didn't.
What?
Really?
I
Your
didn't
parents
see it
hated you.
until what was it? We until Phil, we lived together, and it came out on DVD,
Whoa.
and we watched it.
What?
No,
This
no,
shit just got real.
You're thinking
You guys
of
were like 5 when that movie came out.
You're thinking of Super Hornio Brothers. That's a different.
Right.
Well, I can see watching that together.
Entirely.
Super Mario Brothers, that's just weird.
You didn't see that till you were like in your freaking 30s?
Pretty sure.
How did that happen?
Dude.
I've never seen it.
No, I was in my.
I understand with Mike, because Mike hates everything. But
Why would you watch that movie?
DJ was a Master System kid, so he was probably holding out for the Alex Kidd movie.
Oh, yeah.
No, I just did not see video game movies back in the day. Just wasn't interested. I've still not seen The Wizard. Still not seen.
Really?
Yeah, I've never seen that either.
God damn it.
Yeah.
This podcast is over.
Yeah, I'm done. Guys, I don't even know you guys anymore.
Man, I'm glad we're
Alright.
not reaching 400.
Hey, Greg, you put
Yeah.
this. I'm assuming you put this next thing on the list. You want to talk
Maybe.
about this?
What's the next thing? I'm not looking at the list.
Well,
You're the host.
something about Gran Turismo 5 and GT6.
Yeah, I know. I knew that's what you're talking about.
The other guy would have hosted this better.
Seriously.
It's true. I miss Mike.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Kevin Larrabee.
And can we get a Rich Grisham up in here?
Oh man, that'd be nice. Yeah, they just announced it this month. So May 1st, talking about bringing it down, May 1st marked the 20th anniversary of the death of Ayrton Senna, who was the last Formula One driver to die during a race. And if you play Gran Turismo 6, it starts off with a bunch of footage of like a track in Brazil with an Ayrton Senna sign and an interview with his sister Vivienne and stuff doing replica helmets and stuff like that. Anyway, what they revealed this month is that all that stuff is basically footage from a short documentary they did, not about Senna and his racing, but about the institute that they set up in his name after he died, which was the whole idea was to help impoverished Brazilian children, basically. So anyway, they released this 20-minute documentary at the beginning of the month, and they announced that what they're going to be doing through the whole month is they're releasing 2 more sets of, I think, slideshows of images and stuff like that, as well as it looks like they're going to release at least one, if not all, of the different cars that he drove during his F1 career as bonus content in the game. So it looks really cool. It's very similar along the lines to what they did with the Mario Andretti car earlier this year, where they did a short documentary of rebuilding the car, and then he got to go out and drive it, and then you could download it in the game and drive it as well. It looks like they're doing the exact same thing with Ayrton Senna, which is awesome. I mean,
Cool.
That's a pretty cool little tribute.
It is, you know, and I mean, he's widely considered one of, if not the best F1 driver who ever lived, and I mean, obviously very tragic how he died, but it's very cool they're doing this tribute, and it's more along the lines of what I was saying before with the Mario Andretti stuff earlier. It's like you can tell that Kazunori has an extreme passion for racing in general, and it's really cool that now he's using his game as a vehicle to really show that and use some of the money and some of the interest that the game has generated by expanding a little bit and doing a lot more of this stuff and bringing a lot more recognition to this particular drivers and cars and stuff. So anyway, it's just another example of it. I thought it was really cool.
That is cool.
Hey,
Was
Greg,
it one of those things, because I don't know anything about Formula One racing, was it one of those things where the nature of the sport led to whatever caused him to die in the accident, and they've changed the sport since then, or was it just a freak kind of thing?
Well, a little bit of both. I mean, that's kind of the way, unfortunately, that's kind of the way safety innovation happens in racing, is that people die, and then, you know, things get better. And what's even more unfortunate is that it usually takes a big name dying for things to get better. Like in NASCAR racing, a lot of changes happened after Dale Earnhardt died.
Yeah.
But there were like 3 or 4 other drivers in the previous 2 seasons or so that died with the exact same way.
Ooh.
And things didn't change very quickly, but when Earnhardt died, everything changed. And it's kind of the same thing with Senna, and it happened earlier in Formula One. Like when big names died, they changed some of the safety. But I mean, that on May 1st, '94, well, that whole race weekend was terrible because there was another driver who almost died in a wreck, and then there was a driver in practice who died, Roland Ratzenberger. Died the day before.
So 2 people died the same weekend?
2 people died the same weekend.
Jeez.
There was also like a wreck at the start of the race where a tire went flying into the crowd and injured 4 or 5 people.
Whoa.
And then there was on pit lane later in the race, because they kept the race going because the drivers didn't know Senna was dead. There was somebody took off without a tire being completely attached, so they spun up and then the tire flew off the car and started bouncing down pit lane.
Oh,
and
jeez.
back then there were crowds in pit lane, so it ended up hitting a mechanic. It didn't kill him, but it severely injured him. So that was it's a surreal. If you go back and watch, it was Imola in May 1st, 1994. If you go back and watch the race after that happens, the commentators are basically saying like, why are we running this race right now? Like, this is the worst weekend ever in sports. Like, just nothing went right that weekend.
Maybe everyone should just kind of slow down.
Yeah.
How about a hopscotch tournament?
I have an important question for you.
Yeah.
Important question. Is that a Finn toy on the table behind you from Adventure Time?
Are you talking to me again?
Yes, I'm talking to you, Greg.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, yes. All right.
Okay.
Next
So anyway,
Next
go
story.
back, just one more thing, though, Mike, and I don't know if you
So let's talk more about the somber.
yeah, not to say somber, but did you ever see Senna, Mike, the movie?
No, I have
You
not.
should watch it.
Okay.
You don't have to be a race fan to like that movie.
Right.
And
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, and
or
he
it has been
was
on
quite a
Netflix
remarkable
before.
guy. So it's it's even if you're not a racing fan, I know you're a sports fan, and a lot of it is. I mean, that was an era in Formula One where there's a ton of the greatest drivers ever, and they were all really pushing each other to perform above and beyond what they normally would, which I think you'd really appreciate it.
Cool.
So you should check it
I'll
out.
check it out. I will.
All right, what's this Gran Turismo 5 shutdown thing?
One more thing, yes. So they're shutting down because I know everyone loves Gran Turismo talk. They're shutting down the servers for Gran Turismo 5 the end of this month or the end of next month, and they're putting a couple more final events up that like time trial events, and if you post those time trials, and then sign in with that account on GT6, I think there's like 4 new cars you can unlock.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're kind of making an event out of GT5 shutting down. So
Okay.
just want to let people know.
Interesting.
Alrighty. All right, so on Nintendo Voice Chat, which is IGN's Nintendo podcast, hosted by Jose Otero, I hear it came up that there was some kind of whisper rumor that there was going to be new Nintendo hardware at E3, and some other sites, not IGN, picked that up and ran it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's, I guess, a rumor.
Hasn't that been a rumor for a while?
Yeah.
Jose came on Gaff and said, well, you know, we didn't have anything to substantiate it. We've heard it, but it was a very, very sort of weak rumor, so we hadn't reported on it on the site, and it got mentioned on the podcast.
Didn't that already kind of get shot down though?
Yeah, Nintendo shot it down themselves.
Oh, was it?
Too.
Maybe Microsoft could launch a documentary to find out the veracity of this urban legend.
Why is Microsoft doing better reporting than the video game websites?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, we
So, maybe
wondered
not.
last week when there would be new Nintendo hardware, but we're talking about handhelds.
I think we will see a 3DS revision this year.
Yeah.
I have nothing to substantiate that. But if other sites want to run that as a rumor, heard on Player One Podcast.
But your speculation on what that would be sounded incredibly boring, by the way. Just like
Yeah.
longer battery life.
Longer battery.
Woo.
Better.
Woo.
That is
screen.
going to be a
New color.
amazing starburst on the cover. Now with longer battery life.
If they make a Pikachu version of it, I am so totally in.
Well, see, that ties in with the battery life. You know, it's.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's the other thing that you could have said. If they make a blank, insert anything here version of it, I am totally in.
I only have 2 3DS XLs.
Now, if they
You
made
have
it,
2 3DS XLs.
I have 2 3DS XLs.
Yeah, but you have
yeah,
kids.
but you have
Yeah.
two kids. Yeah,
I have a blue one, and then I
Back
have
to
the
CJ.
Pikachu version.
yeah, exactly.
Christ.
What? What?
Just tell them your daughter plays it.
If
Yeah,
they,
my daughter plays it.
See?
if Nintendo released a 3DS variant that required everything to be purchased as DLC, CJ would find a way to defend it.
Because so what now?
I'm just saying.
It's just content for a game
Shots
you love.
fired.
Yeah, come on.
It like doubles the amount of game you have.
That's
it
right.
It doesn't say half the content of the game there should have been.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. Glass is always half full when it comes to Nintendo.
Weird.
I'm glad you're back this week, Phil. This is been we can talk about NES Remix 2 and it'll be better.
Jesus.
Yeah. So a new Call of Duty has been announced.
What?
Duty
They're doing another one?
Duty.
Yeah, seriously.
Turns out.
Duty.
And they also announced a Drive Club date, October 8th.
The Call of Duty trailer is pretty awesome, and I really want to play that.
Yeah, I will buy that for $20 and play through the half-hour single-player campaign and then sell it.
Oh, I will rent the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Gonna red box that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Redbox here still isn't doing video games. It's driving me nuts.
Really?
Yeah.
Redbox here isn't doing PS4 and Xbox One video
next
games,
gen.
which is kind of
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May have to do some GameFly for this fall or something, but that does look fun enough to play through for sure.
So yeah, and then what? This one's starring Kevin Spache.
Yeah, we got a little Frank Underwood action.
Frank Underwear.
Frank Underwear. I like my underwear to be frank, open, honest, forthcoming,
First episode.
fifth coming.
All right.
Yeah, it looks good to me.
Is that some delicious OJ there?
That is grapefruit juice.
Oh, look at that.
Stomach that shit.
Nice.
Delicious.
Someone's trying to be healthy.
I love
Yeah.
grapefruit juice.
Hey, health
Yeah.
boy.
Also, there's vodka in it, but
Yeah, okay.
no, there's not really vodka in it.
It's rum.
That's
Is your wife standing behind you?
Rum.
grapefruit juice and vodka. That's Long Island iced tea. Is
I call it a Phillips screwdriver.
Oh, okay. I see.
Philip.
I get
That
it.
is awesome. That is
get it.
awesome, and I'm going to use that.
Title of this episode.
Uh-oh.
So,
Yes.
we'll talk about what we've been playing.
I don't know. I kind of like talking about Mike's drinking problems. Two teenage daughters. This is how you cope. See, you look so normal on the outside. There's just little cracks here and there.
Right.
Boy.
Daddy's got to have something to wash down his little blue pill, okay?
The doctor if that lasts more than 4 hours. All right.
Boy.
Phil,
Yeah.
why don't you tell us about what you've been playing?
We missed you so.
And are you with me on NES Remix 2? Or are you against
Greg-
me?
Boy, Greg's kind of got it all figured out, doesn't he?
Yeah. He thinks he does.
In
he
opposite
does.
land.
You know, I don't have the energy to argue this shit with you guys this week.
Excellent. Then we win.
Yeah, let's just get the Phil and CJ Nintendo Fat
Yeah,
Fest over
you guys
with.
just
Nah,
do what
I'm
you're
not-
doing there for a while. And
I'm not gonna linger, because the one thing I don't want to do is retread a bunch of stuff that you talked about last week. That's just it's a waste of my time. It's a waste of your
I
time. It's a
appreciate
waste.
that.
More importantly, it's a waste of the listeners' time. And
Of the American people's time.
you certainly know that I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Mm.
No,
But,
no.
It's Nintendo. It's NES Remix. It's the same as the old one, just with games that don't necessarily lend themselves to the bite-sized chunks as well.
Yeah.
But I'm still enjoying it certainly. And
What's up with that lame Punch-Out?
Should have been Super
section.
Punch Out.
they were probably saving it for the SNES Remix, where they can have the Superior Punch-Out game take center stage. But man, oh man, and I knew this before, but it's a little unpleasant to be reminded of this. Wario's Woods is stunningly bad.
So bad.
I mean,
So
amazingly bad. And the mechanics are so awkward, and the fact that no one's ever played it, and then suddenly it's like, okay, here, do something very quickly, and it's like, wait, what the hell do the buttons do?
Right.
And
How do I control this?
the first challenge is watch the damn demo, which tells you nothing. It's just, okay, I'm watching Toad walk around and pick up stuff, and wait, I can't really see how combos are forming. Wait, which button does what?
Yeah.
So the watch the demo thing is useless, and it's just It's a stinky game. It stinks like poo-poo.
Hmm.
Finn's crying because he heard me mention
Because of
Wario's
Wario.
Woods. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's that.
But the rest of it is pretty good. It's a good package.
Yeah,
Although,
I mean,
the games do not lend themselves to bite-sized chunks.
right.
But the remixes are cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I am...
Wario's Wood is not a good package, even though it's a bite-sized chunk. That's all I just told. I don't even know what's going on.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And, well, I got Mario Golf, but we'll talk about that in a minute, I'm sure. But
Go now.
Let's talk about it now.
You want to talk about it now?
Yeah.
Make it
Okay.
happen. Make it rain.
Okay. Mario Golf came out.
All right.
World Tour. Did you guys see this? Did you hear about this?
Yeah. Now, why haven't I seen any of your names in the Player One tournaments that we have going on?
How do you get into the Player One tournaments? You know, the front end of that game is terrible. I want
It
to
is.
throw
It
that
is.
out there. That is an awful
Yes.
front end.
I spent, and you know, perhaps this is a bit embarrassing to admit,
Ooh,
but
can't wait.
I spent. Okay. So this was back when I was in high school. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
I never thought these stories were
good.
true
I'm trying to watch
until it happened to me.
Nice.
The best
I
thing is that
spent-
all of those letters end with, and then we did it all again.
I was in,
As if I
Of
didn't think it was
course.
bullshit before.
I was in Wario's Woods, and there was a bite-sized chunk. Yeah.
Oh boy. So I spent. You posted on the Player One forums, CJ, the code to join the Player One
The numeric code. Yeah.
Couldn't
community.
find where to put it in, could you?
I spent a good 20 minutes flipping through things, running through the damn castle, going through what I thought was every little menu in all of the modes.
Yeah.
I got online and started Googling where the hell do I put in the community codes. Couldn't
That is
find it.
delightful.
All I could find was like reviews saying, "Oh, and there are communities." It's like, okay, thanks. That's
Yeah.
not at all helpful. And yeah, and finally I just stumbled into the right place, and I don't even remember where it is now.
You don't.
That's how
All right.
confused I was.
You
about
go
the
into
thing.
Quick Game
Yeah, it's the quick game. I remember
Yeah,
that
see,
part.
right away, that's
tournaments.
awful.
Yeah. Because,
Tournaments are under quick game.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how bad the front end is.
That's
It's
what,
bad.
and see, and this is what really confused me, because when you go into the castle mode,
Yeah.
there's the basement of the castle where it's like, oh, here's where you
Yeah.
play all your tournaments.
Yes,
I had
it has
no idea that was
two-
there.
Yes.
So it's like I'm thinking, well, this has to be. It has to be somewhere in this castle basement, because this is where all the tournaments are being held.
And
Certainly, I'm not
yet
playing
not,
a quick
no.
game.
Yeah.
Go on.
So Quick Game tournaments, private
Yeah.
tournament, and it'll ask you to search by code,
Yeah,
and you put it in.
which I did. I
Player
finally
One
figured it out.
podcast tournaments pop up, and there you have it.
Okay,
You
now
can't
see,
just give it a name and a password. You have to give it a code.
This is Nintendo we're talking
It is
about.
it is
Yeah.
given a code. You don't have to. You can make it a public game, and in which case you can just search for the
Right.
terms. But yeah.
Now, I put in the code for the community. Now that doesn't instantly link me to any tournaments, right?
Yeah,
No.
explain the difference here, CJ.
So you went into Quick Game, then Versus, and then put in your community code.
Okay.
And what that does is it creates a community lobby
Okay.
for people to play 4-player games of
But they
Mario
have to-
Golf
Without needing friend codes.
without needing friend codes. Correct.
Okay. Okay. But they all have to be online at the same time and everything.
That is correct. Yeah.
Okay, that's useless then.
Whereas the tournaments are async.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so you have to go into the tournament submenu under quick play, because nothing's quicker than playing through a whole tournament.
Well, depending on.
I
the
wonder
number-
if I should keep
depends on
this
the
in the
number of holes.
cellophane.
Oh, the game itself is great.
Yeah, once I slogged
you
through
figure
the
out how to get into
menus,
it, it's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
I entered some of the official Nintendo tournaments. I
Yeah,
played
me
through
too.
a couple of those.
And they give you stuff for doing
Yeah,
those.
you get You get what I'm assuming is exclusive items.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they
Well,
are.
the other problem there with the front end is, so I unlocked a bunch of gear, and I was like, well, where the hell do I get this stuff?
Really? Now,
And
see, even I was able to figure that out.
I was not able to find the shop.
The thing is,
for a little
too,
while.
in the castle mode, when you buy something, you don't equip it immediately, right? You got to go back to the locker room and put it on. Now
Right.
that caught me by surprise.
Well, you don't have to go to the locker room. You can do it in the menu.
Yeah, you can just
Hit your gear.
You can hit start and do it there. but here's the real kicker, though. Here's the real kicker. When you do press start to go in and change your outfit, once you change your outfit and everything, instead of just pressing A to confirm everything and exit out, or just pressing B to exit out, you have to press the start button again to confirm your changes, and then you can leave.
Yeah.
So there have been times when I would go in and change my outfit, and then just, there it is, and I back out, and suddenly I'm back in my
This is like
the old gear.
old clothes.
this is
with the
like
old
Gran
equipment.
Turismo 5 levels of UI and epic.
Yeah.
Wow, that is damning.
Yeah.
Camelot hasn't done a Mario Golf game in 10 years, and they're still using the same.
But I'm sure they've made video games in the last 10 years.
Or at least played some.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
watched some YouTube
Yeah,
videos
yeah.
of some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weirdly
Watch some YouTube.
terrible, terrible front end. I don't know
It is.
how
Yeah.
that got past
And
Nintendo.
the Castle Club is a cool idea, but everything's sort of spaced out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, not everything is really explained.
So
So-
now tell me why it's good. Because I'm
the
starting
actual
to
gameplay-
have some buyer's remorse without even
The actual
opening this damn
gameplay is a
thing.
lot of fun. And actually, the
Yeah,
Castle
we-
Club stuff, I will say, and I never played Mario Golf Advance. I don't know if you did, Phil, so maybe you can tell me. But
Did I? I don't remember if I did.
But we've extolled the virtues of Mario Golf on Game Boy Color here many times.
And tennis. Both
And-
amazing.
And Castle Club in World Tour is pretty much the spitting image of the RPG format from the Game Boy Color version, which when I got in there, that was like, to me, that was like, this is what I've been looking for. Like, I'm so happy this is here. So basically you go and you start using your Mii as your character, and you're like a low-level golfer, and you need to work your way through all the different tournaments, which unlocks all the special courses and stuff like that. And eventually, I'm assuming eventually what's going to happen is you'll get up there and you'll challenge all of the Mario Golf characters.
Right.
Which is exactly how it worked in, and you unlock new gear and you buy new gear and you get different abilities and stuff like that, and that's exactly how it worked in the Game Boy Color game. So even though it's the Castle Club stuff is a little bit, it's almost overwhelming when you first go in because they don't give you a lot of direction to what the hell you're supposed to do and where
Right.
you're supposed to go. But once you take a little bit of time to search through the castle and get out on the grounds and search through the different courses and stuff like that and get an idea of like what to do, it sort of opens up and it's like, oh, okay, it's basically a mini RPG. It's a golf-based RPG.
Yeah.
Well, the other
And I
thing about it is-
loved that about the first game. So
The other thing they did is they split the courses, so there's only 3 or 4 in Castle Club mode, and the rest are in.
no, you can unlock the rest in like a
Yeah.
challenge area.
Yeah, the challenge area is in quick game, single
No, but
player.
it's in Castle Club.
challenges.
Yeah.
No,
It is?
it's in Castle. Yeah. Yep.
There's like if you go up to the room where all the Mario characters are hanging out,
Yeah.
you can go out a door there, and there you have like the Peach courses out there to start with, and
Oh.
there are more that
Right.
unlock as well.
You need to unlock those through playing the other tournaments. So like
Yeah.
the 18-hole courses are the main area in the Castle Club, and then you can unlock
right.
all those extra courses too.
Gotcha. All right. I missed that.
Boy,
Missed
between
that
the
part.
4 of us, we're almost figuring out how the user interface is gonna be.
But the game itself is really fun.
Yeah, once you get to the actual golf, it's fine.
Yeah, and the challenges mode is pretty interesting too. Pretty tough.
I haven't tried that yet.
No.
Do you mean like
unlock, new characters and new versions of the
I
characters.
haven't done any of that stuff. I've literally played one quick match, and then I went into Castle Club mode, and I set my handicap, and then I played a quick round on the Peach course, and now I'm in the middle of playing my first handicap tournament.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it the practice round tournament?
Well, the first one that you run is just to set your handicap. You play 18
Yeah, you do
holes.
the handicap one, and then you have to do it's like a qualifying round or something,
Kind of, yeah.
and then you do the championship for the
I guess
the
that
first.
must be what I'm in then. I'm in
Okay.
like,
Yeah, I played through the sort of practice qualifying one last night, so now I need to.
Yeah. I'm already on the mountain course.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. That's tough. It's tough. Tough deal.
I find that it's a couple things that I'm having issues with. It's way more forgiving than Hot Shots was.
Yeah.
It seems to me anyway. Although I haven't unlocked I'm sure that the higher level gear means the sweet spot will be much smaller and it'll be harder to get a really good shot.
Yeah.
But
By the way, you can purchase do-overs. Did you?
I saw that. Yes.
Oh yeah. I believe they're called mulligans.
Mulligans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can purchase stuff like that, which is kind of cool. And
Using in-game currency,
In-game
we should
currency,
say.
which you
In-game
can't
currency.
buy packs of, but you can
Right.
turn play coins from the 3DS
Yes.
into in-game currency.
oh, really?
Yes.
You can.
Where do they hide that feature?
Somewhere on the map, and I forget where. I stumbled onto it. There was a little glowing spot of color, and you go touch it, and Magic Koopa.
What is it? Magic Koopa?
Oh,
Kamek.
that's there. Okay, yeah, I found her to buy things. I didn't know you could convert play coins there too.
Wait,
Yeah.
Kamek's a female?
Maybe
No.
depends on which game you play.
This time I was under the impression Kamek was a dude.
Yeah,
This
the
is
first
the
option.
real-
The first option is give me coins, and
Yeah.
he will explain.
Oh, that's what that. Okay.
You can cash
Yeah.
in play coins. Yeah.
So gameplay-wise, the super
Yeah.
topspin thing, I'm not sure I'm crazy about that. Where you have to hit A and B together.
You don't have to
You
hit
don't
it
have to
together.
get together.
You don't.
You hit A
No.
and then you quickly hit B.
We know how to. how to play.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Clearly.
No, you don't.
Yes.
You hit B, and if you hit A and then you hit B, like
Yes.
before you make contact with the ball, you can put the topspin on it.
Yep. That's it.
Where the hell does it explain? This game sucks.
It doesn't. It doesn't
Or-
explain it.
You hit B twice to put just regular topspin.
Right.
You don't have to hit. You don't have to hit it at the same.
Well, you can put regular topspin on it just by holding up when you hit it.
Yeah.
That's
There's
true.
that
too.
as well.
Yes.
And then of course you can hit
Yes.
B and B to put backspin on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Whew. Anyway, the other thing that I like though, playing like the special course, the items. I really actually was digging the items and stuff like the boomerang and the. All I used was boomerang and bullet bill and the super mushroom
Yeah.
so far. Yeah, and finding out after the round was over that you can't save those for later rounds. You have to use them during the round.
That's correct.
That's good to know now. But no, it's cool. They're useful. Like I had one shot in particular where I actually stuck myself kind of behind a tree, and I happened to have a boomerang power up, so I used that, and of course it creates like this arc when you hit the ball. So it just flew right around the tree and landed exactly where I wanted it to. So it's kind of cool.
Nice.
I
Yeah, it's a
really
good
like it a
game.
lot. Yeah. Once you
I'm
sift
borrowing
through, much like Gran Turismo 5, once you sift through that terrible front end, the gameplay is really good.
Now,
Yeah.
did you guys buy it digitally? I know Mike didn't.
I did.
No.
I did.
I did as well. I did as
Yeah.
well. So.
Digital future. Digital download future.
And is
Yeah.
the online or the pass thing already up for you to purchase as well, or is that coming later?
That's already up.
Season pass is up. Yes,
Buy
And
it
did you
today.
guys already buy that?
No.
I did. I broke.
You did.
Interesting.
I broke.
So, okay, question for you then. When you bought that, so were those courses added to Castle Club mode? Or that extra course?
Not that I've seen.
No? Okay.
And given
That doesn't
this
mean anything, I realize.
layout, they might be there somewhere. But
Yeah.
I don't think they were. But again, I may have completely missed it.
If they aren't, that's a little bit disappointing. But
Yeah.
Well, they
We'll see.
maybe unlocked or something. I don't know.
yeah.
But
So you got your gold Mario too.
I have my gold Mario,
Nice.
my Toadette.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
there we go.
All right. I think we're done with Mario Golf. You want to tell us about Batman?
Oh yeah, I picked. I mean, this is kind of old hat at this point, but
Which version did you get?
I got to the PC version.
Okay.
Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate Deluxe Edition. Now this was originally what, a 3DS and Vita title?
Twas.
Yes, and it was ported to PC. And
Really?
Yes, it was.
And Wii U
like
and
it?
a couple of other platforms.
Yeah, I think it's on PS3 and 360 as well.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
really? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Well, it was on sale for $5 a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, you know what? For $5, I will check this game out. I will play it, and it's a fun little game.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It got slammed pretty harshly. It's not, it's not brilliant, but it is a fun little Metroid-style game, I thought.
Yeah, I hated it.
Really? Why'd you hate it?
Hated it.
Why'd
Because just the layout was awful.
Well,
and it was really
the map
easy
is
to get
horrendous.
lost. The map is horrendous.
Yeah, there's
It's
no
not a great
excuse for
map.
the map. The map
It's
is
not a great map.
shitty. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes,
And
it is.
I don't know. I found the gameplay itself was,
I think it's fun. I like the boss fights too. I think those are pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
It's pretty good. For $5, come on.
For $5,
for $5, yeah, I paid $30 for it.
I'm
Yeah, so did I.
for
Yeah.
$5. So,
Yeah.
although I will say, boy, the PC version is ugly.
Well, it's an upscaled
Yeah.
handheld game, right?
I'm sure it looked great on the Vita,
Yeah, it looked pretty good on the
It
Vita.
didn't look too
But,
bad on it. Yeah.
but on PC, it's not a pleasant game to look at. So, but yeah, for $5, go for it.
Yeah.
Put that on the box.
Sweet. The Batman games are known for putting shit all over the box, right? So the Game of the Year edition will be festooned with, for $5, why the hell not?
What else are you gonna do with that $5? Really?
Exactly. Hey, I'm looking at the list here. No one here got Kirby Battle
No,
Royale.
You know what?
Triple
Kirby
Deluxe.
games. The Kirby games are really good. And after years of buying and renting Kirby games and trying to play them, I've come to the realization that I don't like Kirby games.
Yeah.
I will tell
I
you.
just don't get into them.
Nintendo really tried to hide the fact that Mario Golf was available on the eShop by
Yes.
putting like
Holy crap.
10 different entries for
There.
Kirby Triple Deluxe on the eShop
Yeah.
before you got to Mario
Now,
Golf. And Mario
those
Golf was like an
weren't-
afterthought.
Those weren't all just promoting Kirby games. I mean, it was like, oh, here's a selection of games that
Like Kirby.
out recently, but
It might remind you of Kirby.
yeah, but the icon representing them is just some more Kirby Triple Deluxe, art.
And then Mario Golf way at the end.
Way at the end. But yeah, I'm curious to play this, and I'm kind of in the same boat as Greg to a degree. I think I still enjoy the Kirby games, but some of the recent ones have been a little bit dull. Epic Yarn, I was very excited about. I loved the look of it,
Yeah.
everything, and I played it, and
It was just boring.
it was just boring. It was.
Yep.
And you know what? And this isn't even a, the games are too easy complaint, because the Kirby games have always been easy, and I've always enjoyed them. And, I mean, I like the Lego games, for Christ's sake, so I am not adverse to easy games.
Or averse.
What did I say?
Nice.
Adverse.
Oh, jeez.
That's
all right.
embarrassing for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't even mention. We're going to edit that shit out. That's fine.
Yeah,
Oh,
it never
good.
happened,
Whew.
Phil.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
Well,
So
you don't have to worry about this adversity.
He's struggling with adversity.
Now, specifically, what I want to get into here.
That one is especially bad.
For all
intensive purposes.
For all intensive purposes,
for all
we know that
intensive
Kirby
purposes.
games.
Look, I could care less what you guys are talking about right now.
I was at the library the other day looking this up. Mike, what is that lovely foliage behind you there?
Foliage. All right, let's continue.
No, yes, let's continue indeed. I'm trying to see if I had a.
Can we escape this whole situation and just start talking about the games again?
No. I like the easy Kirby games. I don't mind, but Epic Yarn just got boring.
It sounds to me like you are biased against Kirby.
Here we go.
But I like Kirby games. I do. I
was continuing the thing.
I found that one. Found that one boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, and I've tried a bunch of them more recently, and they're really good games.
Yeah.
I can't stay interested in them ever.
Yeah, and
so I'm not even going to try this one.
And the Return to Dreamland on Wii, I couldn't really get into either.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I've liked some of the portable ones. Yeah, I liked. Was it the Mass Attack?
Mass Attack was pretty good.
I liked Kirby Mass Attack.
Yeah.
That was a fun game. I had a lot of fun with that.
I like the brush one, whatever that one was.
Oh, Canvas Curse was
really early.
Canvas Curse.
Outstanding. Yeah. Canvas Curse was great.
That was one of the first real DS platformers, right?
Exactly. But and I'm hearing some good things about Triple Deluxe. You know, the only real complaint it seems like is that it's too easy, which you can apply to every Kirby game.
Sure.
True.
And they're saying other than that, it's pretty cool, and I guess the 3D effect is really nice, and I mean it certainly looks pretty. And I'm very tempted to play it, but I'm a little gun shy now.
Yeah.
So I was hoping one of you guys would cave. So
nope.
But
nope.
Well.
You know what though? Speaking of too easy.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Greg, you want to tell us about Child of Light, which I hear is too easy.
It's if you play on normal, which apparently they're changing to casual in some kind of system update I've heard.
Oh, they are.
Was this the game that there was some sort of internet?
Yeah, there was
a slight blow up. Yeah.
Yeah. I forget. I mean, I know who one of the players was the Geester, but some other developer, I think he's an indie developer.
Yeah, one of the guys from Z-Boyd Games.
Z-Boyd Games. That's it. Wrote a quite angry to Geese's review, accusing him of sort of being dead wrong on things because he's playing on easy.
The problem
is that the game doesn't warn you that normal is easy.
The problem with that, is they called it normal mode.
Yeah.
That is a clear mistake on their part.
So yeah. So anyway, the Z-Boyd Games guy retracted. He took that post down. Apparently, they spoke to one another, and he retracted what he said. I think rightfully so, because after seeing that front end's pretty confusing.
And this game actually might just have the same problem that we were discussing with Kirby. The problem isn't that it's too easy. The problem is it's kind of boring.
It's it's definitely a slow burn.
Yeah.
It looks great though.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful.
But
everything about it is kind of boring though.
Yeah. Well, I was enjoying it. I
don't hate it.
An hour and a half, but I'm going to go back to it. But I found once you open up the flying ability, it loses something because they kind of had this whole. They could have had this whole platforming element going on it as well, which made it a little bit different. But then you do the flying thing, and she can literally just fly wherever she wants, and that's only an hour into the game. So it's there's a bit of exploration there, but now I just find myself kind of canvassing the screen. It's okay, so it'll scroll up this high, so I'll go up as high as I can, and then I'll move over to the left a little bit, and then I'll come all the way back down to make sure I'm not missing something. And and just keep going and going like that. And it kind of, I mean, it's fun to discover some things there, like you discover little huts and stuff like that and some treasure, but it kind of opened it up too much.
Yeah,
I find.
I suspect that this is a game that I will enjoy because I'm going to play it 30 or 45 minutes at a time, and it will take me a while to get through it. I'm never going to sit down and play it hours and hours. Yeah, maybe.
I only heard it is like 3 or 4 hours long, right?
Oh, really?
That would be fine.
Yeah.
That seems about right.
What I do really like, although I feel like I should have been playing on hard mode because I don't know if you're going to get the full experience in normal mode, is the battle system. There's an RPG style battle system. And it's very Grandia-esque. So everything exists on a timeline, and during battle, like the various character icons are moving along that timeline based on their speed, and then they hit this spot where you input the command, and then they have a charge time, basically depending on what you command. Like if the command is a magic spell, the charge time is generally longer, and if it's just an attack, the charge time is really short. And then they'll move along this last little red area of this status bar. If they get hit during that point, they get interrupted and they get kicked back down the bar, and they have to wait for their turn again, which is, I mean, that's Grandia's battle system, basically.
And you have a little spirit fairy thing with you that if you put it over an enemy, you can cause them to slow down on the meter. Or if you put it over yourself, you can heal yourself over time, which is kind of a cool little active element of the battle system as well that I like.
And he has limited power, and you can actually collect items that rebuild his power during the battle. So there's a lot to do during the battles, especially once you get a partner as well. So I really dig that part of it a lot, but I don't know. It also seems very repetitive right now, and I don't know if it's because I ended up playing on what we figured out as casual mode to begin with. So, but
it just feels like there maybe needs to be, for the battles, some new skills and abilities opening up a little bit quicker than they are. Like, for now, there's not really any reason to do anything more than the standard attack. And again, that might just be because I'm on normal.
Although, how far in did you go?
Oh, I'm 20 or 30 minutes past where you first get the flying ability, so not all that
so
far.
We're around the same spot, because I found that some of the battles I did start casting more spells. But there's also an ability tree.
Yep.
When you level up, you actually choose sort of what abilities you get next. So there's a lot of depth there, and I am going to go back, and I think I'm going to finish it. I like it enough that I do want to play through it and finish it.
Yeah, I'm guessing that I will too. It could take me a while, but I'm interested enough that I'll keep playing.
Yeah. And hey, you can go to my YouTube channel and watch the first hour of it anyway. I posted the first hour on my YouTube channel.
Cool.
Okay. Maybe I'll go back and do that instead of playing more.
There you go. You don't need to play anymore.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
All right. Hey, Mike, you want to tell us what you've been playing?
I played a game called Octodad. Have you heard of it? Yep.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear about this.
I actually played this game about this octopus dad twice.
Wow.
Yeah.
So nice you played it twice.
Exactly. It's really fun. You guys, no one picked this up?
The control's
no one's
terrible.
Interested?
No.
The thing that scared me off was that it seemed like the more I heard about it, the more it was we have created this game based around the fact that it is hard to control because it has crappy controls.
Here's the thing. I hate those games. So, for example, everybody loves QWOP. I hate QWOP.
No, QWOP is...
Everybody loves Surgeon Simulator. I hate Surgeon Simulator.
Yeah, right.
And this game is not like that because it is, it's more linear and is telling a story and has objectives for you to complete. And B, it's not really that hard to control.
Okay.
Like, you can get into a rhythm where you walk just fine. But you do end up having hilarious things happen and getting him wrapped around a pole and all sorts of weird hijinks ensue. And that's mostly the reason that I played it twice, because I played it with my daughters, and we laughed our asses off it takes about 3 hours to get through the game, 2 or 3 hours, and we laughed our asses off like the whole 3 hours, because what's happening on the screen is really funny, and the story that it's telling is actually pretty funny. I think that the concept behind it is humorous, and it's sort of...
I don't know. I don't find much humorous about human-octopus coupling, personally.
Really?
No, not humorous.
You're a man with no tentacles. That's
Maybe
your
titillating, but not
Greg.
humorous.
Greg, I have some Japanese woodcuts I would like to show you. I
Whoa.
think might change your mind.
Okay, let's talk after the show.
Yeah.
Have you seen this movie? I believe it's called Overfiend.
I've
There's
seen
some-
Urartsaki Doji. And you know, I'm okay with that.
Wait, what did you call that? Again?
Urartsaki Doji?
All right.
Isn't that how you say it? I don't know how you say it.
It's pronounced.
Oh, please tell me that we're
I'm not
gonna
up on the proper
have a Japanese accent pissing contest on this podcast.
It's anime.
You
It's anime.
They're all the same.
For the record, I thought
It's not
the
manga, it's
pronunciation
manga.
was fantastic, Seward-san.
Thank you.
No, Octodad is really awesome. I
It's
think it's really fun.
spoilage.
I expect to play it even again because it is that funny. It sort of
Okay.
has. It feels very much like kind of the best of classic Saturday morning cartoons in terms of the storyline and the jokes and the plot line, the way it plays out. It's really good. I think you
Okay.
should give it a shot.
I might have to give it a shot, yeah.
And I don't
Is
find
it,
the controls to be particularly frustrating. It is $15. I don't know if
Yeah.
that dissuades you.
That's because there was that other game that came out, that horror game that came out last week on the PSN as well,
Daylight.
Daylight, which
I heard it was not good.
see, I thought it looked really good, but I heard it was about 3 hours long, and for $15, I was just like,
Well, did you play Outlast?
That
Because
game
that
came
game
and
was
I wanted
free.
to go home. So
Thank you, Mr.
Sorry.
Belafonte. The
Everybody
thing,
was talking
Outlast
about it.
was free and looks like it's probably better than Daylight.
Yeah, see, and I have Outlast, and I do really enjoy that. So I do want to try that Daylight game, but I think I'm going to wait till it's like $5 on PS Plus or something.
Yeah, and I imagine you could probably wait for Octodad to be
Yeah.
cheap like that.
Yeah.
Because it's certain to come down in price, but I feel like I got $15 worth out of it. It
Did
was
it-
really fun.
did it have a little discount when it first came
They
out?
did. It was $12 when it first came out, and I was
Okay.
out of town the week that it came out, so I missed the sale, which was unfortunate.
Can you call one of your daughters to
I should have, or just purchased it on the website, I guess.
They're old
That
enough
would have
yeah.
been smart.
them? You know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I ain't smart. The only other thing that I played this week, and this is likely to get me in trouble with somebody, but the new Notch game, I don't know if you guys have seen this, it's called Drowning in Problems.
Yeah, I thought this wasn't a game. I thought this was just something in your
Well,
day-to-day life.
it's one of the, yeah, exactly. It's one of those, I didn't know anything about it until somebody posted about it on our forums, and I decided to go give it a shot, despite the fact that Notch's previous game is one of my most loathed games in recent memory.
Now, why do you? What, really?
Yeah,
Oh, Minecraft?
I hate Minecraft. Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
The entry
So-
numbers.
Hold on. How much Minecraft have you played, CJ?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Not much.
Okay.
I'll tell you how much I
I
played.
respect Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for me, though.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I've played enough to know I'll never play it again.
Oh man, I love Minecraft.
there you go.
Brilliant.
This, I found out, was the result of one of those you have 48 hours to make a game kind of things.
Mm.
Oh,
And
Game
it
Jam?
is- yeah. I don't know what type of game jam it was.
Was it a Ludum
Possibly a
Dare?
marmalade.
Notch
I don't
Jam.
It's one of them
It
Atari's.
and it is browser based, and it is
Game Jam.
strictly text. And all you are doing, it's. I found it really interesting. It's you're basically living your life, and you're making decisions on which things you want to invest time and effort into. And in order to advance your life, you are making compromises by choosing one aspect of life over another.
So if you,
And
sorry.
go ahead.
So if you invest in Oculus Rift, I'm assuming since it's a Notch game.
No, these are things that are much more metaphorical, like
Oh, okay.
knowledge and stress relief and things like that. But it's one of those things that I think, kind of like To the Moon, it's because I am a certain age and have a certain set of life circumstances that it really hits home for me. So it's this whole thing of you could, in this game, sort of stay in a state of suspended adolescence and stress-free life forever, but because you kind of want to advance and see what's next, you are pushing yourself along toward the grave at an alarming
Sounds
pace,
kind of
basically.
interesting.
It's cool. It takes about 10 minutes to play the whole thing, and it takes the first 5 minutes or so to really kind of open up and for you to figure out what you're doing. But then once you see all of these choices, all of these different things that you can do with your life, and you start thinking, well, I really want to take this part to the next level, and then you do that, and you think, well, why did I really want to do that, and what am I really getting out of that? It's kind of interesting. I don't know. I think for old fellas, it's at least interesting to play through it once.
There's no older fellas on this podcast, so
That's a valid point.
No.
Yeah. It was cool. I was impressed by it.
Is that available on the web, or is it on Steam? Like what?
No, it is browser based, so it's just a URL basically. If you search "drowning in problems," you will find it, and it just opens in your browser.
You'll probably also find several other sites that are not that game.
Probably, but
yeah,
use the word "notch" as a modifier, and I'll bet you'll find it.
That's a good idea.
Oh,
that's all I've been playing.
Should we take a break? Because I've only been playing NES Remix 2 and Mario Golf.
And who wants to talk about those?
Who wants to talk about those again?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. So let's
I gotta go get a Phillips screwdriver.
Okay, I gotta go get rid of one.
And we will be back in 30 seconds.
All right.
I'm gonna go get a beverage. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a break too. What do you think about that?
Awesome. So long, chumps.
So quiet.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Alrighty.
What are you thinking about?
Butts.
Whoa.
Always.
Hmm.
Hey, Shadowrun Returns is $5 on Steam right now.
What is?
Shadowrun Returns.
That game's pretty good. You would probably like it.
I've been meaning to grab it when it went on sale, and hey, it's on sale.
Do it.
Maybe I should grab it.
Do it.
Maybe something good.
Do it.
Maybe something bad.
Whew.
Do it.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
That's right.
There we go.
Hey, Phil's back.
Yes, I am.
Nice Flynn's shirt there.
Thank you.
Yeah, just saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that blue milk you're drinking?
I wish. That is good old-fashioned American H2O. Fresh from the cow.
You buy American, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
Worst water in the world.
What are you talking about? This has got all the essential...
I import my water from the
Chunks.
Congo.
We sell you all that Canadian tap water as spring water down there, so.
Yeah. It's true.
And we're back. In case you forgot,
noticed.
listen to the Player One podcast. Your home for the Phillips screwdriver.
It's
All
also
right.
my specialty sex move.
Okay.
Ooh.
Fix, please.
It involves locking myself in the bathroom and crying.
Oh, so that's what you call it.
All right, so should we do some tweets?
I don't know. I think I want to talk about the Phillips screwdriver some more.
I think we should do some tweets. Let's start by doing this one from Mr. Kevin Larrabee, host of Back in My Play.
Man, second name drop for him.
Yeah.
How much are we getting paid?
I was on his show this week, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's
Third.
right.
Well,
Talking about an outstanding game.
Which game is that? Metal Storm?
Storm.
I friggin' love Metal Storm. Such a good game.
Metal Storm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Hacker Alias Kevin Larrabee says, are you worried about your ability to access the digital games you purchased this generation in 10 plus years? And I should specify, I mean retail digital games that are also available as carts/discs.
Sure.
Only
we've already
slightly,
seen
because I'm sure I will be able to repurchase them as HD updates in 10 years.
4K
Yeah.
updates.
Not a bad
Oculus Rift versions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That Oculus Rift version of Hearthstone is going to be amazing. It's like you're actually playing the cards on a table.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that worried about it. Maybe I should be. But
You're not going to be
I
playing
think you
games
definitely
in
should
10
be
years.
if you. That's the thing. If you're going to be playing the in 10 years,
You're going to be so over this hobby. You're going to become a philatelist, and then that's it.
That's gross.
all right then. What do you think? Anybody
well,
worried
yeah.
about
I mean, we've already seen it, right? 'Cause, I mean, with the 360, you get those games that get delisted,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
and hey,
Yeah.
Although, are those boxed copies or just arcade games you talking about?
Well, I mean, it's I don't know. I didn't buy a whole lot of the retail versions of games on. I didn't embrace the digital download future like you did.
That's right.
But I mean, the
Yeah,
thing
you'll be the one to tell us about this, CJ.
I
in
will.
10
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So episode
episode 800.
1252. We will talk about this again.
It'll be all about our digital download past.
Yes.
Not bad.
Yeah. I hope we don't have to worry about it. I hope we don't have to worry about things like, activations or like I can't contact the server, so I'm just going to disable this game for you. Like I hope that is not
That's
an
exactly
issue.
what's going to happen.
But
It's already an issue, and it's going to be an issue. in the
I'm
future.
sure that it will be.
All these games that need to talk to a server,
Yeah.
they're not going to be playable in the future. So enjoy them now.
I guess so. I guess so. All right, Phil, you want to give us a tweet?
You know what? I think I do.
Okay.
Hacker Alias Tripon01 asks, worst or oddest swag gift you have gotten over the years for a preview or press event?
There was that run of swag items that Rockstar did for Grand Theft Auto that were kind of strange.
Is this
The brass
the weapons?
The weapons, yeah, like the Louisville Slugger and I still have the tire spike somewhere around here.
I was given a small Laotian child at one event. I thought
Really?
that was odd.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you were there, and we didn't know each
Well,
other.
that was an Ubisoft event, and he had press information on him.
Yeah.
So.
I was able to make some pretty good money off him on eBay, though.
There was a time where a lot of companies were going all out with the sending weapons. I mean, what was it for Condemned? Sega sent out, it was just like a giant metal pipe
Yeah.
and like
Who did
fake
the wooden
blood
sword?
smeared all over it.
Dude, didn't
Huh?
we have wooden swords?
Oh, yeah,
I
there
still
were
have a wooden sword down there, the Skies of Arcadia.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
That's pretty nice, actually.
I remember someplace sent out like an actual sword. I mean, not a nice one, but like
short-sighted.
a flea market,
Yeah.
sword booth kind of thing.
I'll tell you what the oddest one that I still have is.
What's
and
that?
it's for the, I think, DS game, Star Fox Assault.
Yeah.
They sent
Yes.
salt and pepper shakers.
Yes.
I still have those.
I have those as well. the Salt Shaker has the Star Fox Assault logo,
Yeah, that's right.
and the other one has a picture of Peppy.
Peppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Star
So
Fox
there's
Assault and Peppy.
shakers.
Yeah, I still have those as well.
I also have the Mario Golf balls that they sent. I think on the shelf back here.
Yeah?
We're back there.
Okay.
Yeah, the Mario Golf balls.
So which is the more tortured pun? The Star Fox Assault and Peppy Shakers,
Mm-hmm.
or the Salt and Peppa album Assault with a Deadly Peppa? That's a tough call.
I don't know. I kind of like the Assault with the Deadly Peppa.
Okay.
I'm okay with that one. Salt and
Let's
pepper.
talk about
Deadly-
sex, baby.
Deadly Peppa seems a little more strained, though.
You know.
Hmm.
I don't
Really?
know. I don't know.
Really more strange than Salt and Peppy, huh?
I don't know.
You say so.
Yeah, a little. I have a.
Yeah.
I have this throwing star that Tecmo sent out for the first Ninja Gaiden game.
I have that too.
Actually, I should say for the recent
First one.
Ninja Gaiden game, because the first Ninja Gaiden game was an arcade game.
Had a
The Xbox game.
night vision
Yes.
goggles set sent out from. I want to say it was Activision. No,
Yeah.
it was probably Ubisoft for Splinter Cell. Yeah, it was a night vision. Well, there weren't goggles. It was like a single thing you'd look through. It was like I don't know.
Yeah.
I could see stuff at night though. I guess.
That's pretty cool.
I remember the whole weapon thing. They gave brass knuckles to a bunch of people at a press event, and I think it was James Milkey who ended up getting him taken at the airport. Which, A, I don't know what they were doing giving brass knuckles to people who were going to take airplanes back to
Yeah.
where we were coming from, and B, I don't know what the people who taking the airplanes back were thinking trying to take the brass knuckles on board with them.
Yeah.
But
Then your carry-on.
yeah,
All I remember is that Ninja Gaiden knife/throwing star scared the hell out of me. Like I'm afraid to touch it because it's
Sharp.
for.
do you still have it?
You know what? I was going through my storage unit back before Finn was born because we were clearing stuff out of the.
What weapons do I have that our new child could play with?
Yeah, exactly. No, I was going through the storage unit just throwing out a bunch of old crap to make room for all my current crap that I had to move out because Finn is taking up my nerd room now. But
The audacity of a child to have as many
Yeah, I know.
toys as you
How-
do.
I love that you
This
still.
is
I love that you
bullshit.
still say that you're still acting like he's a guest in your nerd room, and it's not the other way around. But anyway,
well, you know, I
What are all
gotta
these
get
toys doing in my toy room, for Christ's sake?
16 more years and I get it back, so that'll be
that's healthy parenting right there. That's a
It's-
healthy outlook on parenting.
it's on the calendar already. So,
By the way.
huh?
Salt.
Oh,
Still have in the box. See,
you
we
have the
actually
box.
Still have
we
the
actually
box.
used ours.
Wow,
Never used Star
I
Fox
do not
Assault.
have.
Yeah.
Wait, is there actually salt in there?
There's salt in there, yeah.
Is that like
And
however
Peppy.
many years old?
Yeah, 2005.
That's well-aged salt.
Wow,
There it is,
Peppy.
Peppy.
wow. That is
There you
salt and
are.
pepper from 2005.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, I was digging through a bunch of the crap in my storage unit, and I did stumble across the knife. Luckily, it was in its box, and it was folded up, so the death blades were not extended. But I believe I took a picture of it and posted it on Twitter, and it's scary looking.
Is Death Blades a technical term?
I think so.
Okay.
You could easily kill someone with it,
Hmm.
and which makes it seem like a poor choice of a freebie to send out to game journalists.
True.
But I don't know. That's my vote.
All right.
That's my
Mike,
choice.
you want to give us another tweet?
Sure, even though I am sort of loath to do so
Uh-oh.
because I fear what's going to happen as a result of this. Hacker alias WJMI, a bunch of other letters. Best Star Wars game. Not ones you like the best. Not ones you like the best. Not ones you like the best you ever played.
Right.
The exception is Greg can list according to each Sega system. No, he can't. Best Star Wars game.
Star Wars chess.
I don't know about not ones you like, but the best you ever played. I don't understand the distinction. Anyway, best Star Wars game.
I guess he just wants a single best one.
Yeah.
Not just that. This one's cool and this one's cool. And
You know what though? It doesn't matter because they're all not canon anymore, right? That news happened.
Yeah.
I have a.
So
I
your
have
love
a
of the
tough-
game. Yeah, okay.
It's a tough choice here between
Except
two
for
for me.
the Famicom Namco version. That is still canon.
The knee-jerk reaction for me is to just instantly say TIE Fighter. But I might have to stop and
Good
think
one.
about
Fighter's a great game.
it. It really is.
I would have a hard time picking between the Star Wars Trilogy arcade cabinet, which is really awesome,
Yeah.
and Republic Commando, which I really loved and is
Oh,
on
yeah.
I've
sale
heard that's
this
really
weekend.
good.
It's
I-
excellent.
I just picked that up on Steam this weekend.
Yeah, it's very, very good. I'm not
$3.
certain how well it's aged, but it was a real good time when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard good things. I've never played it myself, more
Quite
than
good.
like a minute or two, but for
See, I'd have
$8 or whatever.
I would probably say that it would be a toss-up, three-way tie between TIE Fighter, Knights of the Old Republic, and Racer. I love Star Wars.
Was that the
Racer.
Rainbow Studios one? Or not?
No, they actually did the second one.
Racer Revenge.
Yeah, they did Racer
Yeah.
Revenge, which was quite good, but I liked the first
It was,
Racer
yeah.
more.
I'm gonna say
I
the
like all three of those
N64
games.
N64 Racer also. I
You're
love
nuts.
that game.
Dreamcast version.
No.
You, you want your games to look like crap. Sorry. Then
Oh.
yes. Yeah.
CJ loves
I
a bit of Gura shading. That's a problem.
I think I liked Racer's Revenge more than the original.
I always
did.
loved Rainbow Studios racing games, all of
Yeah,
their
I love
ATV
Rainbow
games, and those were good. So
Yeah, Racer's Revenge is really good, but I think push came to shove, I'd have to say probably TIE Fighter.
it's a good choice.
Pretty awesome.
There are
And even
lots of
then,
good
it's a
Star
tough
Wars
choice
games.
between X-wing and TIE Fighter, but
Yeah.
I did prefer TIE Fighter.
Yeah, that was an excellent game.
Yeah. So yeah, that wasn't so bad, right?
And Star Wars chess.
I know, but I was afraid of what might
And
happen.
obviously Star Wars chess.
Yeah. All right, let's do this one from hacker alias RWebA, who says, "What is the thing from previous generations that you miss the most with the latest generation?"
From 2 generations ago, I missed the fact that I didn't have to worry about my system breaking within the first year or two of buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss not having to worry about things like firmware updates and
God,
yeah.
and the ensuing chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still in the Xbox One dashboard preview thing, by the way?
I don't think I was ever in
Is
it.
that-
I signed up for it. I don't think it ever happened.
I signed up for it, and you have to download an application
Yeah, I did that.
and register, and then they tell you whether you got into it or not. And then apparently you get the new updates through that app. It's
I
really
don't know.
Weird.
Hmm.
Yeah. I miss light guns. The ones that
That's
click,
good
that have
one.
the spring, that have the click. Like that.
Hmm.
I always loved light gun games.
Yeah.
And fishing controllers.
That's just weird.
That's the other thing.
That is weird.
You know what game I love? Speaking of fishing games, for farting to poop.
Bush League. Bush League.
Wow.
Best thing is he can't find the phone. His apartment is in such disarray he can't get to the phone.
There.
That's right.
There. I
Okay.
just threw the phone across the room.
Okay.
It's still ringing.
I know. Well, it's not. Well, it'll stop in a minute.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. But
Oh, God. Fishing
for
game,
crying
Phil.
out loud!
Fishing
Fishing
game.
game. So there's a fishing game
Yeah.
that I really loved, and it doesn't get enough praise or mention, or I don't think anyone even remembers it. It's Fisherman's Bait, a Bass Challenge by Konami. Came out. Oh my God! Who's on the phone? I'll be back.
Okay, so now that he's gone, we can stop talking about fishing games and move on.
Yeah. We can move on.
That means it's Greg's turn
tweet?
for a tweet.
Yeah, I'm
Greg,
waiting for our host to move go forward.
you can just go ahead. You know the
Yeah.
order.
Hey, let's talk about this. Hacker alias Clive Farr. What are your favorite arcade racers? Mine would have to be Outrun 2, Burnout Paradise, and Forza Horizon.
What is this?
Favorite
Favorite
racers.
arcade racers.
And I don't think that means racers that were in the arcade, although that's kind of where
No.
I went with this one. I was thinking.
You already know my answer to this, I'm sure.
What?
Hydro Thunder, of course.
That's
Yeah.
good.
That's a good one.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
I would like to say MotorStorm Pacific Rift.
That's a fantastic answer.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the Outrun game that was on the PSP is also one of my
2006.
favorites.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
2006. That was a good game.
All those Outrun, all those ones that were done by Sumo Digital were fantastic.
Yep.
I think I'd have to go with Fisherman's Bait, a Bass Challenge by Konami. And its sequel, Big Ol' Bass, Fisherman's Bait 2.
Big ol' bass.
Big
And
Mouth
it's
Billy
sponsored
Bass.
Was that but perchance sponsored by the Nashville Network or
I don't think so.
okay?
And then its sequel, Big Ol' Bass 2. they did kind of a Rambo thing.
Are you
with-
sure that you are not reading us titles of porn films?
What about that Monster Bass game? You remember that?
Yeah, that one's not
Monster
very
Bass?
good. That one's not
Monsters
I want to
of
throw
Bass.
going back to the actual question we're answering. I want
Yeah.
to throw a split second onto that list.
Oh,
Oh,
split
great
second.
game.
Yeah, that is a
And-
shame we're never getting any more of that.
And of course Daytona USA because
I think.
Hmm.
Let's see. I would say certainly Outrun. Like Outrun, the original and like 2006.
Speaking of which, have they ever said we're getting the 3D version of Outrun on our 3DSs in North America or what?
Oh, I don't
my
know.
God, I want that so bad.
Yes, and probably Burnout Revenge.
Oh,
Yeah, those were great.
Yeah, probably Burnout Revenge.
Paradise was terrible, but Revenge and all those were good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really loved the early, especially what 3 was Takedown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was always a good series, but when EA
Oh, yeah.
ended up publishing them, the very beginning of that, they were fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. So that would be my answer.
Okay.
All right, and Big Ol' Bass too.
And Big Ol' Bass too.
All right, Phil, you want to give us
Available.
another?
Available on the PlayStation 1.
Electric Boogaloo.
Man, if we got those as PS1 classics, I'd buy them in a heartbeat. I freaking love those games. Hacker alias
Still love some of Big Ol'
Mudron,
Bass.
who is of course Bill Mudron,
Mm-hmm.
says what in the putt-putt?
Really?
He does.
Yeah.
He's
No, this has
referring.
been a long show.
He's referring, of course, to
Yeah.
the recent re-release on Steam of the Humongous Entertainment titles,
Really?
including but not limited to the Puppet series. You also have
Did
the
they
Freddy Fish.
Backyard Sports games again?
I don't think the Backyard Sports games are up
That's too
there,
bad.
but you know the Freddy Fish and Pajama Sam and
So all the ones nobody cares about.
all the ones that everyone should care about because the Puppet games are awesome.
They're kids games, aren't they?
They are. They're like they're kind of like graphic adventure games for
For
kids.
kids.
Yeah. And they are exceptionally well made, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe that some of the Humongous Entertainment staff would go on to form Sucker Punch.
That is correct.
That is correct. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a, it's a very nice pedigree for those games.
That's
So
right.
check-
You can see exactly how Putt Putt Goes to the Fair
Evolved into
influenced
Sly Cooper.
Second Son.
There
Yeah.
you go.
That whole graffiti minigame.
I feel like we've wasted the last 5 minutes of the show.
All right, Mike, you want to give us a tweet?
Yep. Hacker alias. Most Agreeable, which, by the way, has a blog called Most Agreeable Pastime that is actually a really good read. I don't read a lot of
that is
gaming
a good
blogs,
blog.
but it's a really good blog. He has a lot of really astute observations, and it's really well written. So check that out. Do you have any gaming-related habits or rituals? If so, what are they, and how did they start?
I masturbate before I play Gran Turismo.
The one that I used to have and will have no more is every year when the new NCAA football game came out, I took a week off of work and just played the shit out of it, and I won't be doing that anymore. So that one's over. I'm going to have to come up with a new one.
I masturbate while Greg plays Gran Turismo.
I also do like a weekly late-night Skype chat video game play session with friends. So like Friday nights
play the
we'll
same
be on
game?
super late. No, we're all playing different games and just saying terrible things to each other on Skype. Or sometimes we play the same game. Pretty fun.
Most weekends I get together with 3 guys and talk about games for no reason.
That is weird.
Seems dumb.
That has become a habit.
Waste of so many hours of my life.
Yeah, my wife hates me when I do this.
Hours. Gaming-related habits? You know what? I have one that's very common, and that's jumping through boss doors in Mega Man.
That's a good one.
It's a habit.
But in 3, didn't you slide through? You didn't start sliding through in Mega Man 3?
No.
What?
No.
Oh, man, you're weird.
No.
You're weird.
You're
weird.
Who slides through boss doors? That's
Everybody
ridiculous.
but you.
That's ridiculous. You know what? I challenge you on that. I'm going to need to see the
Everybody
data.
but you.
I need to see the data on that because I do not believe that for a second.
You know, that reminded me of one in that I do in Super Mario Brothers 3. So anytime I beat either
Superior Super Mario Brothers.
an airship boss or a Koopaling or a Boom Boom, I jump to whatever the highest
Boom
point
Boom?
to grab.
Yes, sorry.
To grab either the magic wand.
After you beat your boom boom, you grab onto the wand.
That's right. That's right. I try to jump to the highest point possible to get those items. Yes.
Yeah,
Actually, that's similar to Castlevania. I used to swing the whip
yeah.
while I was waiting for the crystal ball to drop so that he was stuck in the most action-oriented pose possible. This is ridiculous. It's so dumb. Even like Mike's totally checked out. He's surfing the web or something over there
Yeah.
because he doesn't have fun. He's against
Wait a
fun.
second. There's no putt-putt goes to the fair. You made that up. It's not a real game.
When you were going to catch that.
Joins the parade, he goes to the moon, he saves the zoo. But he never
Putt-Putt
goes
needs
to the fair.
$20 for cab fare. Meet him behind this dumpster.
But Putt-Putt's a car. Why does he need cab fare? He's a car.
Alrighty, and that's our show for this week.
Thank God.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have a comment or would like to ask us a question, you can direct all of that stuff.
What about a complaint? What if they had a... can they have a grievance?
No, Mike,
Where do they send those?
You can't have a complaint.
A grievance? Yeah, sure. At P1 Podcast on the Twitter. You can send all of that stuff to it. And we also have an internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find email addresses, blog entries, mostly about Sega and Sega CD stuff from Mr. Gregory J. Seward.
The thing most worth talking about.
What am I listening to here?
Jurassic Builder.
Okay.
And what else we got there? A forum where if you're playing Mario Golf World Tour, check out that topic. And I guess the official tournament starts on Tuesday.
Is that right?
And that'll be fun. Yeah, the pre-season stuff. So come join us and play a round of golf with us. It'll be fun.
Please. Join us, won't you?
Please do. And there's a message board there where you can discuss this episode with us and other listeners.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by going to the iTunes Music Store. While you're at the iTunes Music Store, you can also invest $1.99.
Cheap.
Pick up the Player One Podcast iPhone application. It gives you one-touch communication with us via voicemail for sure.
No.
Email. What?
I don't know what that button does anymore. Probably it calls somebody who has that number.
Christ.
Whoever
You
has
do
our
one-touch
old voicemail
communication
number.
with us via the emails, the Twitters, the what have you. You also have the opportunity to prank some poor, unsuspecting person.
That's
Order
right.
them a pizza.
Tell them
Well-
Dormbot sent you.
Yeah.
And, yeah. You can find that, or no, wait, where am I going? And hey! There we are.
Oh,
Android
there we are,
cell phone,
yeah.
telephone users. The Player One Podcast iPhone application available. You're listening to us as well for that same $1.99.
Also cheap.
Right over there at the Amazon Android Marketplace. We're on the Windows 8 store. You can like us on the Facebook. You can listen to us on the Stitcher. You can Friendster us. You can friend zone us.
Defriend us.
And you can head over to our BBS in your local town.
Rec Video Games Player One.
Yep. And we'll see you there. You can also check us out live most weeks on the YouTubes. Over there, what is it, youtube.gov/player1 or play1?
No, it's youtube.com/P1 podcast.
P1 podcast, that's what it is.
That's right.
That's what it is.
Yep.
And you can see an archive of past episodes, right?
Yeah.
And watch
You
the
can.
current ones, and you can watch us again live. So just follow our Twitter account to find out when we will be recording our next live show.
Mm.
Here's a tip: we're recording the current one right now.
True.
This is about to turn into a Mr. Show reference, isn't it?
Y'all got fake poo.
Just did.
The pre-recorded call-in show.
That was the
God
greatest
damn it,
sketch
that's a
ever.
great skit.
The hair. The best part. If you're calling about the elderly, that was last week.
Pet care. It was 2 weeks ago.
This is hard to
man.
understand.
All right.
Now we're wasting
All right.
listeners' time.
Yes.
Who cares? You're listening to Player One Podcast, where we laugh uncontrollably about TV shows we may not have ever seen.
You probably have never seen.
Go
Yeah.
watch Mr. Show. That's what we're saying. CJ,
Yeah.
thank you.
Sure.
Thank you for being here and all that you do.
It was a good time.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Gregory,
Yo.
thank you as well.
You're welcome.
It's always lovely to be in your presence.
I feel the same about my
Ew.
presence.
Well, there you go. Michael.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's fantastic. I'm just going to let you do that for a while.
Seriously?
Happy Star Wars Day, Mike.
Oh,
I know.
God.
I feel like I need to hurry and say something about Lee Alexander so that one dickhole that antagonizes us on Twitter will have something to tweet to her this week. So, Lee Alexander,
There you
that's
go.
all.
Ouch.
Amen.
Scathing.
Why do you turn your hostilities towards other people, Mike? Do you just hate you? Do you hate yourself?
I guess so.
Is this what it
We're all
is?
about games here. We're positive.
I'm just looking forward this week to another at Lee Alexander. They're talking about you on Player One Podcast again. And for her to say, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It's pretty
It's the
awesome.
exact same reaction we do.
She
All right.
knows. Yes.
I know. All right.
Okay. See you, folks.
May
Later.
the force be with you.
Bye-bye.
And also.